first of all, tell me what exactly is esports?
So esports started off as just people getting together, and it has evolved over the years as competitive gaming in its truest form. With the invention of more technologies and stuff, we have more online tournament platforms to be able to provide more services to players. We have large events that are spectated and viewed millions of times from across the world with hundreds of thousands of concurrent streamers. It's just really blossoming into not just competitive video gaming, but also industry-related topics such as broadcasting, such as event management, such as legal underwriting, such as CEOs.
Wow.
So what it has evolved into was just, a couple people playing games in their basement and then trying to be better than everyone else. And what it's turned into is a global scene that actually is in 2019 produced over $1 billion in revenue. And that's including prize pools, sponsors, investments, and collaterals.
So what I hear you say is that it's much more than just sports. It really has evolved into other areas. You were saying, such as broadcasting and things of that nature?
Right. It's really developed into a thing where it's not as taboo anymore just to play video games, but it's becoming more culturally accepted. And because of that, people are starting to realize that, maybe my kid who spends 8 hours a day playing this game talks to me about winning these online tournaments. Maybe there's something there. So that's where we have actually started, is just, reaching out to the smaller people, just trying to get them involved all the way to the top, because one of the world's best players a couple of years ago was 15 years old, and he got discovered by playing at an internet cafe in his local area.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was just this 15-year-old Pakistani kid, and he got flown out to the United States, got a big deal, and became a millionaire by winning the next tournament.
That's truly, truly amazing.
Yeah, and those kind of opportunities are there. They are always there, and they have always been there. So what we have to do is find those diamonds in the rough, cultivate that personality, cultivate that enthusiasm and that dedication in order so that they can actually compete at that higher level, so they can stand up to all the hundreds of thousands of other people who want their job.
Wow, that is an excellent, excellent benefit. And that was going to be my next question. What are the benefits of esports? I would like for both Nick and Emery to really talk to us about that. One of the benefits, Nick, I've heard you say is that it builds within the kid an awareness of this international competitive nature that kids will need to have in order to compete on a global level. Could you speak a little more about the benefits?
Yeah, so I know as an ex-player and an ex-coach, a lot of the benefits are things just as structure, discipline, and integrity. Because when you're whether you're playing a team game or you're on your own, the time you spend outside of practice is your time. So you're holding yourself accountable to making sure that you're progressing in your own way, whether it is fulfilling a role, whether it's learning the maps, whether it's learning the enemy opponent, whatever it is, that you are learning. You're learning team building skills. You are learning research. You are learning development. You are learning dedication. You are learning team building. Like, there's so many benefits that you can gain from this, and it's something that actually translates very well into traditional sports, because a lot of the things that I grew up playing football with, like the core values, are the things that shaped me into a much better player in esports and a much better manager. And I know Coach Emery, we've been talking a lot, and a lot of the stuff that I've told him from my experiences, he's related to when it comes to actually personal development.
So
that is excellent.
On top of that, excuse me, youth education in sports, what we have done is created a program to motivate and empower kids to not only look at their extracurricular activity participation, but also to develop and enhance their character by us, first of all, meeting them where they are. So if they're interested in computer gaming through esports, then we want to take this tool and enhance their academic development and their positive character skills and to help them to grow into being more accomplished students. So what we've done is taken this esports platform to motivate the kids and also to get them to look at being well-rounded through team activities. And the beautiful thing about it is now colleges are offering scholarships so that they can participate in this esports activity on a collegiate level.
Okay, that is excellent. And I know as a parent, you know, that is something that I definitely want to get my kids into. And, you know, given the times that we're in, you know, we're spending a lot more time inside because of the virus. But, you know, Nick, as you had even mentioned, even prior to the virus, you know, there are multiple benefits of having kids participate in these sports. My next question is, as a parent, you know, are there any opportunities that parents and students, parents and their children can participate in together through esports? Could it be, in essence, a bonding experience?
Yeah, that there is a lot of opportunities there because as generations roll out, I'm 29, so my kids are starting to grow up on video games. But like by the time I'm in my 40s, we are definitely going to be. I'm a gamer, so I'm going to be enjoying the things that are current. So as a parent, I can definitely sit down and watch like tournaments and finals and plays and scrimmages. I can watch those things because I understand the game, I understand the concept, and I can actually see it visually and actually interpret it. There's some more tech savvy ways where really it's just the way I look at it is whether your student is or whether your child is in football, basketball, lacrosse, esports, a lot of the same things parents can do to help their students succeed. And that's proper scheduling, staying on top of them when it comes to actually like following through with a schedule. Because one thing I've learned a lot from talking to students and talking to teachers is just the old saying, well, my kid plays a lot of video games. Like, well, I mean, so do a lot of kids. Like, there's a lot of people who go out to the basketball court and shoot basketball all day, but they're not in the NBA. So it's about that structure. It's about that discipline that you instill into your kid that really helps them push forward. And one thing that is really big, because as I said earlier, like our culture is shifting, is just being supportive. Encourage your children. Because there's always tournaments online for them to play in. There's always resources for them to get better. Sometimes there's a bit of a paywall because it's esports and we're generally much poorer as an audience. It's a lot cheaper. So like if your student shows a lot of interest in a game and they're showing progress, maybe hiring a coach off of say Gosu AI, maybe that would be a big benefit so that they can increase their role, their responsibility, so they can get on the bigger team, so they can perform better, so they can be scouted by another bigger team, and then just move their way up through the competitive scene. So so
now,
a lot
as
of
a parent, oh, go ahead, Nick. I'm sorry.
I just want to stress the importance of like just being supportive, really. Because you know, I'm not going to throw my mom under the bus, but she wasn't as crazy 10, 15 years ago about video games as I am now for my kids. So it's just, you may not understand it, you may not get it, but if sometimes just sitting down on Twitch and watching your kid's favorite game on TV and just, you know, sitting there with them, I mean, that's what I used to do with my dad, watching football and baseball. So that's the kind of thing that we can cultivate and bring into a positive atmosphere for these kids.
This is amazing. As a parent, I am definitely wanting to provide that support for my kid. I want to bond with my kid. I want to, and just hearing about the inherent discipline that the sports platform offers, that makes me motivated as a parent. So that leads me to my next question. Nick and Emery, you all have an amazing opportunity for parents to enroll their kids in an esports tournament. I would like for you to tell the parents, you know, to explain what is the process of signing up and getting our kids to participate in esports. Tell us a little bit about the event coming up and about ways in which parents can enroll their children.
Okay, so we have a activity that is taking place starting today. And
Okay.
the competition is called Southern Skillshot Qualifier. This is our inaugural season. And this is an operation that we are implementing through youth education and sports. And we're using this esports activity to provide motivation and guidance for the students during this current pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
So it's open.
That's a great idea.
Thank you. So this competition is open for middle school and high school students in Georgia and Tennessee exclusively. So
Okay.
the way that you basically sign up for participation is you go to our website, which is youtheducationandsports.org.